And I'm sure the newcomers out there, though they are not new, they might not like me saying this, but then they're very special to us, as we have from various quarters these students joining us. As I said, the first lady of the school, I think I can say that. It's a new thing I've coined. So it is. Thank you very much, ma'am. We are indeed humbled by your presence. We are so delighted, and myself, I'm feeling motivated and motivated to the hilt, I would say, as I see you, ma'am. So now it is a very important address for all of us, and so very special for these grade 11 students who have this rare opportunity to see you. Uh, yes, virtually, no doubt, but yes, the principal as such, the first lady of the school, if I have coined this just now, I think I like this personally. So now let me not take time. Let me hand over the stage, the virtual stage, uh, to worthy principal, ma'am, Mrs. P.K. Dhillon. Thank you, ma'am. And now the virtual stage is all yours. The grade 11 students are all yours. And we are waiting for you to now, speak on. It's over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Pasna. Thank you for all those wonderful new words, especially the one which you've coined just now. We all know you're very good when it comes to your communication skills, and so many of us as teachers, as students, are learning day in and out from you. Thank you. I begin. My beloved students, my great teachers, I wanted to meet all of you since long. Maybe this is the day when it had to happen. Dear students, we are living and teaching and learning in extraordinary times. Extraordinary times, which is also a challenging time, the COVID times, the COVID-19 times. All of you might have gone to your school, whichever school you were studying. Maybe Kamla Nehru Public School, or your very own precious school where you have spent good 10 years and did your grade 10th. Must be by the last week of March, you must have gone there, sitting for your boards. 20th or 21st or 22nd was the last paper when we could officially sit for examinations, and after that, all was closed down. Things were different. If this pandemic is for the first time for you, my dear students and my great teachers, it's for your principal also for the first time. It's also the first time for your parents, for your friends, for your families, for everybody. This is the first time to witness a pandemic now. Things have changed. We are pretty anxious, plenty of anxieties there. But for this pandemic, when it was there back in China in December 19, that's why they call it COVID-19. We as a Microsoft Showcase School had the vision. The leadership team sat together and we planned how could we attend to our children if the schools finally closed down in 2020 was a $1 million question which we were trying to answer. All heads put together. In our school, there's a culture where all teachers participate in decision making, and everybody participated. What we did was planning. They say 80% planning and 20% time given for execution is a sure shot success, and that's what we actually did. We planned that we'll prepone our examinations a little bit. So all examinations, which that is 10th and 12th, were as per the norms of the boards and the board's directions. But when it came to nursery to grade 9 and then grade 11, we preponed them and we said we'll start just like the boards a little early in February and finish it off by say 4th, 5th of March and so on. And that's exactly what we did. So after that, after doing that, we fixed up the date sheet, and we had some holidays in between, and we made sure that all the classes do not finish off the examinations on the same day. But this is, it's the gone by time which is gone by. But I thought it's right to share with you how important planning is there in life. And then we had some online courses wherein we all practiced the Microsoft tools, holding hand for each other. Hand holding was carried out. Peer learning was going on amongst the teachers, and we were hands on all the tools, especially on the days when we did not have any examinations, and the results were declared early also. And when a particular class result was being declared, the other classes results was not declared, so all teachers were there to train the parents for Teams app. We are a Microsoft Showcase school, and Teams app is there with every child. We have the Office 365 IDs, and everybody can use it. And it is this Teams which has led to a fantastic learning environment in our school. An overwhelming response of admission to grade 11 this year. We have about 150 plus new admissions in our school in this academic session, which is a record in itself. I believe perhaps it's a little more than that, 165 to 70 admissions in grade 11 itself. So today I have all my children, all my beloved children who have joined in grade 11. I missed meeting you, my loss. I missed shaking hands with you, my loss. I missed meeting your parents, again the principal's loss. I wish I had met all of you. But God has his own plans. He works in a different manner. He never has, he never plans the way we visualize, but his planning is always, the right planning. God is always right, as we call it, Lord Almighty. And then we started with these online classes from 2nd of April for K-12, right from kindergarten to grade 12. We are having online classes. And children, you have seen how dedicated your teachers are. And let me compliment and congratulate you for choosing Kamla Nehru Public School as a place of your learning for grade 11th and 12th. And thank you so much, all my students who have done the grade 10th from here. You are a wonderful group of children, my grade 10th, who is now moved to 11th. You all have performed very well when it comes to the performance in grade 10. Thank you so much for doing so well. Yes, some of you are disappointed by your results, but then when it comes to board, sometimes some unexpected results also pour in. Let's accept it and move ahead in life. Remember, it's grade 12, wherein everything would be deciding, your future would be decided on the basis of grade 12. So this pandemic has now become a time of opportunity. The time of challenge, this extraordinary time is a time of opportunity for us. Teachers jumped in when they embraced technology overnight. They were practicing, and we all prepared our lessons. Lots of practice went in, lots of mock session amongst themselves before they could finally come in front of the students. And today, all teachers right from kindergarten to grade 12 are being watched by families. And let me tell you, my beloved students, till now, everybody has been appreciating all the teachers who have been putting in lots of hard work. Apart from your schedule right from 8 to 1:30, they again have to sit down for about 3 to 4 hours to prepare the next lesson. That's the type of dedication these teachers are having. Our classes are not WhatsApp classes. Our classes are not Zoom classes. Our classes are very secure classes when we are using Microsoft Security and having this Microsoft Teams tool to connect. And children, this is a synchronous learning, a new term. Let me tell you, synchronous learning is it's real-time learning. When I'm speaking to you, you are listening to me. When the teacher is teaching to you, you are listening to the teacher. You can participate. We can interact amongst each other. So that's what synchronous learning is. And asynchronous learning is when we are when the lessons are put up online, or say on the cloud, and you can and the students can view it at their convenience. When videos are posted and I see it when I want it, that is asynchronous learning. That is whenever I want it, whenever the teacher just finishes off. But synchronous is something which is wonderful, beautiful. The connect is there and we feel the connect. So that's what's happening. So I remember a quote, when we were little children, not little children actually. I would play hockey as such. I'm a national level hockey player, and we would go to this Ashbach Stadium, and in this Ashbach Stadium there was a big, magnificent wall, and on that wall was written a quote till date. I remember I would play hockey. I started playing hockey in grade 9th and kept on moving, going up till college level. But on this quote was, when the great scholar comes to write against your name, he writes not whether you won or lost, but how you played the game. So during this pandemic, nobody is going to lose or win, but how we play during the pandemic time is what is important. Here, it is how we're going to learn during the pandemic time is what is important. Children's self-regulation is very important. Till now, we as students would study when my mother would tell me, come on, sit down, you have to study now. Your father would say, since morning you've not opened your book, do study. We as students would study when parents told us, when our elder siblings told us to study. But today, it is self-regulation. Your learning, your knowledge, your skills need to be self-regulated by you yourself. You have to take the ownership of your learning, how much you are learning, how you are learning, how sincere you are to gain this knowledge and skills. It's all up to you, my dear students. Times have changed. It is not face-to-face learning. It is remote learning. It is synchronous learning. It is learning on teams. You need to understand that the teachers cannot extend their hand and put a pat on the back. It's just lovely, these words by which we connect with you. We can show our faces and we can see your faces. That would be the connect. But then let's be responsible for our learning. That's very, very important. And opportunities are like sunrise. If you keep on waiting, if you wait too long, you miss the sunrise. So this is a time of opportunity. So these extraordinary times is a window of opportunity, and we are definitely going to make sure that we make the best use of it. They say that you need 3 things in your life, and that is knowledge, skill, and attitude. And that makes a good personality. That gives you confidence. So knowledge you can gain from these classes which you're having. Knowledge you can gain from the books. Knowledge you can gain by interacting with your elders, your seniors, your peers, and you can get some knowledge over there. And next come the skills. Skills, of course, you can practice. You can practice a lot and you can have all the skills in the world. But when it comes to attitude, it's your very own attitude. Nobody can guide you, or nobody can tell you to develop a positive attitude. But during this particular time, we need positive attitude. And how do we have this positive attitude is what we need to know and need to study as such. So during this time, with so much of uncertainty, I believe there's plenty of anxiety which all of us are facing. So this anxiety could be the simple anxiety, a response to something which is actually happening. So pandemic is actually happening. So it's a response to this. So we are anxious, we are worried, we are concerned. We have plenty of anxiety. Schools are closed, we are anxious. When will I go out and have my normal life? We are anxious about it. It's something real which is happening. And other type of anxiety is the pathological anxiety, where we have fears. Sometimes we can't help it, but we have fears. We are worried. Would my family remain safe during this anxious time, during this pandemic time? So would the communities remain same? Would my school ever open in the next 12 months in this academic sessions? So these are things which are not in our hands. The pandemic is not in our hands. But what is in our hands, we have to be worried and concerned about it. Uncertainty surrounding with this pandemic, with COVID times, is really, really challenging. But there are many things which we can do, and which we can do to manage anxiety. And what are those things which we can do to manage anxiety? Let me just talk about it one by one. Perhaps it might help you, my beloved children. Uh, we should stay informed. Now there's plenty of media and mismedia and misinformation which is going around. Make sure you are connected to the right source. WHO is one organization, the international organization, which tells us what is the status and how things are moving. All right. So we should have the information from that. And if we get anxious and overwhelmed when it comes to watching news, please do not watch. Once is more than enough. Don't revise this and re-revise this and get bogged up by the end of the day. Avoid it. Focus on the things which you can control. You can control your own safety and security. People are moving around. People are moving, trying to live the normal life. They say this is there to stay. And as far as possible, let's take precautions. So if you're supposed to wear mask, we are supposed to wear mask. Children, you're very, very, very precious to your parents, to your families, and very, very precious to the school. So please take care of all possible precautions. If washing hands when you come out, when you come back to your home is important, please do wash your hands. But don't get overwhelmed by all this. This is the new normal, they say. These things are the way we are going to live. And if this continues for quite some time, another 2 months, another 4 months, another 6 months, we have to live with it. Who says we cannot fight out adversities? Together we are stronger, and we can fight out all these adversities. We can avoid unnecessary traveling. We can avoid unnecessary shopping. We can avoid crowded places, and you can always make safe distances amongst yourself. So say physical distance. Now the social distance is a misnomer when we say social distancing has to be kept. No, man is a social animal. We need to interact. We need to talk. We need to have Skype sessions. We need to have calls with our friends, families, and everybody around. So that's important. We need to connect. We are socially active, we should be. But yes, we have to maintain distance amongst us, be it be friends, be it be, moving outside, your families from outside coming in. Make sure that a distance as given by the government should be there. Another point, a general point, be kind to yourself, my dear children. Please follow a particular routine. Make sure you sleep well. They say follow routine, have the right kind of food, and sleep well. It will keep you healthy. It will keep your brain also. It will keep you calm also. The anxiety would also be less as such. And don't be very rude with yourself. I can't do this. Why can't I do this? Why am I agitated? Why am I anxious? Oh, everybody is anxious. Somebody is 2% anxious. Somebody is 5% anxious. Somebody is 10% anxious. Some others are a little more. Help each other. Take care of your friends. Take care of your families. Take care of yourself. This would pass. Surely this would pass. And I'm so sure we would one day be, shaking hands too. But we have to wait before we can actually shake hands. It's all virtual hugs, I believe. All virtual shake hands these days. It's all virtual learning. It's pretty much of virtual living too. Now, this is the first time this is happening in history of our lives. So we really need to be very careful and concerned and caring. But with this comes opportunities also. So now, before I move on to the various things, I would like to talk about some more common things with all my children of grade 11, whom I am with there today. uh, children, you know, since this is going to stay, see, even when the school open up, we don't know when. I don't want to paint a wrong picture, but I would like to let you know what I understand and what I keep on reading about. Even if the school opens in next academic session, maybe earlier too, maybe December, maybe January, maybe you come for the final examinations to the schools, or whenever the school opens, at that particular time, we may not have the full strength back in school because the physical distance need to be kept. So a class which would have 40 children, maybe we'll have to make them sit in 2 rooms. So 2 rooms means half the grade 11th would be sitting at home and half the grade 11th would be coming, say, on Monday. The next day, the other set of children would be coming and the others would be going back. So this is what we'll have to follow. That means this synchronous learning would continue. Children who would be taught in the classroom by the teacher, the same would be there. The children who are there at home would be also observing the same thing. The same class would hold for them. For some, the teacher would be right in front, and for some, it will be still remote learning. So when this is the scenario, this is the future online learning, online teaching, or as we call it, hybrid learning, partly online and partly face-to-face. We need to have our things set right. We need to have the internet facilities with us. This is not another month or so, it is more than that. So, the normal thing that my package is over and I cannot connect, children, you find a solution. Cut down all your expenses. If you can arrange for a Wi-Fi in your house, wonderful. If you cannot have, look into your data packs. Because if you're missing your class every day, at least one class, it is sad. You need to look into it. When we go for, they say when the soldiers go for war, they need to have all their weapons and weapons ready with them. And when we are doing this remote learning, it's not a war as such. It's a ways and means to gain your knowledge and skills and be academically sound. So in such cases, your gadget is your mobile, if that's it. If you can organize for a laptop, fine. If you cannot, but make sure that your internet is sufficient enough, your package is good enough that you can be part of all the 3 sessions with no excuses as such. I agree, it's no excuses. We are a developing country and not a developed country, so challenges of connectivity is always there. So now, another very important thing, and that is that as per CBSE norms, our culture is we follow the rules and regulations in toto. So if the CBSE says that 75% attendance is mandatory, compulsory, we need to be present for these online classes also. The CBSE says that even for online classes, 75% attendance is compulsory. Children, do not take these classes lightly. You will just not move on from grade 11 to grade 12 automatically. You'll have to sit for examination. Be it be online examination, be it be face-to-face examinations, where maybe we have multiple papers and less number of children coming in the month of February, March next year. Whatever the situation is, it's unforeseen. It is unpredictable. This has never happened earlier. We cannot be right in our predictions. I might be wrong. Maybe we are there together in December. So anything, whatever it is there, but 75% attendance is mandatory. Some of you do not join the sessions. Your teachers keep calling children. This is sad. I get upset. I get perturbed. We have a staff meeting every day and 1 hour staff meeting. It begins at 2 and it's over at 3. That's the time when everybody gives the feedback. Ma'am, today my 11th class students, 15 of them were not there. My heart cries out. Why my children are not understanding the importance of learning? How can they miss an opportunity when the school is working so hard? How can they miss an opportunity when the teachers are so concerned and worried? How can they, forget that the parents are paying for them all this in the tough times? They need to understand, and I hope and pray that good sense prevails and all of you join every day for every session of your remote learning. You're fantastic. You are the future of your families, future of the country, future of this world. You need to be skilled. Your knowledge should be up to date. Make sure you join every day, my dear children. Now there's a change in the pattern. Capacity, concept-based learning is the in thing. So since everything has changed as such, so nearly 40 to 50% multiple choice questions would be there in your final examinations. And those multiple choice questions you'll be able to answer only and only if your concepts are clear. And the concepts would be cleared if you're really working very hard. If you're paying attention, if you're making the best use of the virtual hours. There's a reason behind the schedule which we have planned. When we started in April, we had no virtual hours. But as we moved ahead with time and the passage of remote teaching was going on, we realized that children might be having some doubts. We understand that, this it's a good idea that through the chat windows they answer, but then there could be one silent child who doesn't ask, who doesn't question, who doesn't use the chat window to the extent we expect the children to use. And for that particular child, we thought, why not have virtual hours? And when the virtual hours are there, every child can put forth the question, sir, ma'am, you taught us this during the session. I didn't follow this particular point. Remember self-regulation? You have to be responsible for your learning. We cannot give a pat on your back and say, oh, come on, you can do it. It'll be virtual, come on. It'll be virtual hugs. It'll be virtual pats. But the physical touch is now missing. Get used to this virtual pat. So make sure you join the well-being calls also. With the well-being calls, this anxiety, you can always share with the teachers and say, yesterday my mood was a little low. I didn't feel like doing this. I was getting annoyed. I was getting angry. I don't know why, but I was so loud with so-and-so. So that's what well-being call is. So you can share with your teachers. You can discuss some good things. You can learn some management skills over there. You can discuss some projects. I believe the science department is doing it. Even the commerce department, lots of revision is going on. So is the vocational and the humanities have their own ideas when they are doing something or the other in this well-being goal. We are concerned about your well-being, and no wonder we named it as well-being. Your parents can meet during this well-being call with your teachers. You can go ahead with this, making the best use of the well-being calls. So the culture of a school is fantastic culture. In this culture, we value your skills. One of you could be a great sports person. Another one could be a great orator. We value your confidence in all the other activities as such, along with academics. So we focus on academics, number one, and we focus on all possible activities which can build you and make you a strong, confident student when you move out of grade 12. So that's the culture. And another important thing is we lend our ears. We listen to what you say. It is not that we don't listen and we start, on the top of our voice, we start getting annoyed and angry. We all teachers in this school are patient. We listen. We are not rude. We are not loud. We might be firm, but we love you, my dear children. Parents are firm. And we are the parents in your school. I often call myself as the mother of all children in school, the mother in school. When mothers are there at home working, they need to relax and feel comfortable because there's a mother in school too. And you have your teachers, great teachers you have, as I keep telling. So you need to maintain a schedule so that you can join your classes every day in the morning. So take care of your sleep. Make sure that you do not, at least, half an hour or so before you go to bed, avoid using your phone, avoid social media, because then your mind becomes anxious and it really cannot you really cannot sleep well. So avoid it and make sure things are all right before you go to bed. Now, beside online learning every day, you need to read your textbook. Do not forget Please do open your textbook every day, the topic which is covered by the teacher. Please make sure that you look into that particular lesson which is there in your books every day. Self-regulation, time and again, new word for you, but it's an important word. Self-regulation is very, very important. So kindly make sure that you look into it. Now be responsible for your own learning. So follow up the learning which is done during your sessions, revise, read, and explore a little more. They say it's wonderful if you take notes when the teachers are teaching you, have a pencil and a copy with you when your online classes are going on, and review it offline. During online activities, you know, uh, if you're constantly sitting, I think we need to change our postures. Number one, there's something which is known as the 90-90 rule. From your head to your hips, it should be a straight body, backbone should be straight when you're sitting down. All right. And then from your knees to your ankles to your feet, please make sure it is 90 degrees. So that means it's a straight line from your head and then till your hips and then to your knees and then again 90 degrees to the ground. Do not lie down and attend. You might hurt yourself. Your postures might be an issue later on, which what might appears to be comfortable may actually harm you a lot. So sitting for sometimes 20 minutes, then you can get up and walk around. You can have your mobile phone volume or your laptop to the maximum optimum volume, and you can walk, take some steps here in the 8 minutes walk or so, and you can stand also whenever you feel like. You can stand for 2 minutes or stand for 8 minutes, whatever suits you, please do that. And when you are attending online classes, kindly make sure you are in a particular corner where you're not disturbed by everything which is happening in your family. Your school has gone to your homes now. Your teachers have gone to your homes now. So in this home, find a quiet corner where you can actually focus on your learning. So once this is over, your online classes are over, please do not continue surfing or chatting. You have to keep a note how much time you're spending on your online classes and how much time are you spending on your social media as such. Uh, Now the schedule which we have adopted in our school is, there are 3 periods. Start at 8, 55 minutes period as such, and then we have the office virtual hours when the teacher is available to clear your doubt. Again from 9:30 we start up till I think 10:25, and again 35 minutes virtual hours, followed by half an hour break, 11 to 11:30, and 11:30 you have the period number 3, and then again 55 minutes followed by 12, again 35 minutes office virtual hours, and then of course the well-being call. Why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because the HRD ministry has now put up a suggestion that there should be 4 sessions and each should be 40 to 45 minutes or so. I'm sure the teachers are going to share the entire directions of the HRD ministry. Sure, we can share it. There's no issues. I'm sure Pastor Ma'am can look into, the coordinators can definitely look into it. I was wondering if you still want to continue with the same session, same style of three classes instead of 4 classes. So we might think of having a survey and we can work on it. The Government of India, the CBSE, everybody is concerned about your mental health and well-being. No wonder the schools are concerned when we organize for this well-being calls. So now the HRD ministry, they have put up a new criterion or a setup or a proposal or a program which they call Manodarpan. Now this Manodarpan is a psychological support for mental health and well-being during COVID-19 outbreak and even later on. And plenty of tips have been given for the families. It is for the teachers, the parents, the families, the students. It's for everybody. And what? There is a toll-free number, a national helpline, which is being attended by about 400 to 500 psychologists. Now, In India, we feel talking to a psychiatrist or psychologist is something shameful. It is not there. It is not so. If I have some stress and I cannot sort it out, what is the harm in talking to somebody, to a qualified person? As a parent, I would say to my child, if he comes and tells me I'm very worked up, all I would say is rest down, don't worry, things will pass, it will be okay. But then a psychologist and a psychiatrist or a doctor would listen to you carefully. He would listen, find the symptoms, ask you questions, and give you solutions. So, in case you're having some stressful times, do not hesitate. Contact on the number. I'm sure somebody will write it in the chat window also. Maybe Charu can do it. And the number is 844-844-0632. I repeat, it is 844-844-0632. This is the national helpline number for students, for teachers, for the parents, for everybody when it comes to education. So please make sure that in case you don't want to share, number one, share it with your class teachers during the well-being call. If you don't want to share it during the well-being call, you can always message them and say, sir, ma'am, I want to talk to you. I'm feeling a little low. Normal, natural to feel low. Uncertain times. But this uncertain times is not in the control of you, me, or anybody else. And so we discuss, we share it out, we talk it out, and we come out of it. Let this not boggle you up. Let this not hold you down to the ground. We have to come out of this and we have to live our lives the way we are supposed to live. So once again, back to the academic aspect of it. My dear grade 11 children, grade 11 is comparatively tough compared to grade 12. It's similar, you know, grade 9 is comparatively tough compared to grade 10. So in this grade 11, you are wonderful, you know, wonderful students who are going to actually study a lot. And do not assume in COVID times everybody would be promoted. No, it will not happen like this. Everybody would not be promoted. Do not think that if your attendance is not 75%, still you can sit for the final examination. CBSE norms, we follow it in totality. We follow it in principle. Make sure you attend all your grade 11 classes. And in the end, it's a pleasure talking to you, my dear children. We love you. We care for you. We are true in our expressions when we say that we love you. It's not superficial. We care for your well-being. We want you to do extremely well. Life is very precious. And this 16th year of your life, the 16th and the 17th year of your life, which would have been, you know, running around, jumping and enjoying life outside, inside the school, playing in the playground, going to Atal Tinkering Lab, doing some experiments over there, playing basketball, volleyball, you know, all these things which you could have been doing in the school, you're not doing now. But nothing can bring us to a halt in life. We take up challenges. You are young. You have all the energies in the world. You see your future. You cannot miss on even a single day to fight it out. A single day to prepare for that beautiful future. After every night, my dear children, the sunrise. The sun is going to rise. The birds are going to chirp again. They're chirping more, perhaps, nowadays. And the clouds are going to move away. And you would be living your normal life. After 2 months, 6 months, 4 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it is, till the time we have to maintain this physical distance, it's all right. Once the vaccinations are out, we are free birds as such. But right now, we live in the present with the terms and the conditions the present wants us. So with this, thank you, my beloved children, all those who have joined in this academic session. Thank you for selecting Kamla Nehru Public School. You are at the right place. You're in safe hands of your wonderful, great, beloved teachers. Thank you, dear parents, in case you're listening to me. I'm so overwhelmed today talking to about 250 children with the last admission happening yesterday. Thank you so much that everybody is just loving the school. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, students. Thank you, Lord Almighty, for bringing us together in this tough time. Together we are stronger. We came into it together. We are going to come out of this together. Thank you. Have a great day. God bless you. This is all from your principal. Love you. Love you too much. Thank you. Over to Pasta.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful words. Indeed, we are delighted and we all are feeling charged. For sure, we are, and sure, uh, students who are listening, the grade 11, the all important grade 11 for all of us, is also has listened that some clarity in their mind too, probably that yes, classes are important, be it offline or online. This is the need of the hour that we are in this